Streaming. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. How are you all?
Hello.
Hope you all are well rested and everything.
Sure. We'll go with that.
Have enjoyed your time in jail.
Yeah, we've all got tattoos now.
First things first.
I hate when you say that.
Arlen and Weary, I need you both to roll me a Constitution check.
Oof.
Oh no.
If you remember, you failed one once before.
I remember that. Yep.
Yep.
Um,
I'm trying to find my character sheet.
the same place it always is.
And
Hold on.
Mhm.
Check or save?
Save.
Why did it roll? Hold on.
Well, either way,
Yeah.
it's a 4. We'll take the 4.
Well, hold on, because I don't think that lesser restoration has a physical component. If I notice myself getting sick, I'll fix it.
That's a very good point. Check and make sure. Because that's going to make all the difference, because remember, we're skipping 5 days.
Yeah, hold on. And if I notice, and if Aris can find a moment alone with me, I will also fix them.
Well,
Hold on. Let me see if before we go into a tangent about that, let me make sure that that's something I can do. Lesser restoration. Yeah, it does not have a material component, so that I can cast.
it's just verbal and somatic.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. Well then, then here's what we shall say. Miri, the second day that you are in the prison, you start to show and feel the symptoms of the blood veil. However, you are able to cast Lesser Restoration on yourself and heal yourself from it. I'm not going to go through I could make everyone else now, except for, of course, Rhea, everyone else now roll and see if they get it, and et cetera, but that seems like a lot of rolling for no reason, because Marie and Foss could just cure them anyway. So we'll say that, you know what, I'm gonna make one roll. Miri, you were the carrier. Choose high or low.
Low.
Okay. Okay, there was a nasty little outbreak in your cell. As I roll an 18. There was a nasty little outbreak in your cell for about 3 days of the 5 days where you and Faust had to play round robin Lesser Restoration, as you guys kept literally passing it to each other in such a confined space. As you find, and Aras, over the course of the 5 days, you would know about this too, so you might find this very interesting. Gee whiz, how absolutely contagious this blood veil is. It's ridiculous. So, again, I'm not going to make you guys all roll for it. We'll say after about day 3, you and Faust get it under control, you nip it in the bud. But for those 3 days there, someone somewhere's got it, and it's not pleasant. Except for Rhea. Rhea, who never shows any signs of it. As Katia is grateful more than ever that she has played a paladin.
Absolutely.
Aras, you on the other hand, the second day you start showing signs of it. What happens is the first time you start showing any symptoms of it whatsoever, they actually take you out of the dungeon for about half a day, where a priest of Abadar comes and casts Lesser Restoration on yourself, where Celine tells you that the Grey Sisters take care of their own. However, Aras, this is something that I'm going to, because I don't want everyone to sit here and actually roleplay through all 5 days. We are going to skip ahead 5 days, but I do need to sit with you because it's important for your character. I am curious how Aras would react to this and what would happen. Your 5 days, more or less, and I'm just going to go over what your interactions with the Grey Maidens are, and then once I get through all this, I'm very curious to see what you guys as a group have done over the course of the 5 days. Make sense? Your life as a trainee for the Grey Maidens is not a very pleasant one. Celine is a pleasant enough individual. She seems, if friendly may not be the right word, but not antagonistic, and at least cares about you in the same way that a good superior cares about their subordinate. Make sense?
Sure, never been in anything like that.
Right? Yeah, can't imagine what that possibly feels like. However, your duties require more than simply looking after the jail, which you do. You do learn a lot about the jail, and I went over a lot of that at the end of the session. You start to learn the ins and the outs and the routine of the jail. But in addition to that, a lot of your days are spent. While I don't know if Aras would consider it this or recognize it as this, I'll tell you, as in brainwashing seminars. You spend a very good chunk of your day hearing about how fantastic Queen Iosa, how fantastic Queen Iosa is, and how your one goal in life is to protect her, to risk and give your life for her. It's pure propaganda, of course, but it's propaganda that is assaulted at you constantly. And in addition to that, Aras has daily, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Aras has daily beatings. It is clear that the Grey Maidens become the Grey Maidens through very not traditional means. And every single day, the Grey Maidens will, not the Grey Maidens, the other members of the Castle Guard will come around and will basically punish you. It's not like they just come up and just start hitting you. It's always a reason. You didn't do this properly. You didn't do that properly. You didn't do this properly. And it turns into a session where you are treated very, very harshly. And every single time, every single day, the beating is stopped by Queen Iosa herself, coming down and stopping it. And every day she'll come down and she will stop it, and she will come up to you, and she'll pick you up and she'll say, "Are you okay?"
Sure. Never been better.
Good. And then she'll go about her business, but every single time it's her.
Okay.
And that is, for the most part, your life as a Grey Maiden for 5 days. You also do find out that while nothing's been asked of you yet, you do see and you notice that all the Grey Maidens are horribly disfigured. And it becomes very clear that in order to become a full-fledged Grey Maiden, they do that to themselves. And you will be asked to do it to yourself sooner or later. Obviously, I don't think you plan on staying here long enough for that to be a thing, but that is information that you find out.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I did want to ask a question while being taken to see the priest of Abadar.
Mm-hmm.
Arlen would prefer to have some kind of connection with the outside world. Maybe it's spending all that time with the Shuanti.
Uh-huh.
She'd be able to pick up some sand or dirt as they're going along?
Probably not. You wouldn't have left the castle.
Oh, I thought you said.
Out of the dungeon.
Sorry, I thought
not
you were saying I was.
No. Out of the dungeon, not out of the castle. In fact, you haven't seen daylight in 5 days. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you might be able to find some dust, but I'm not sure that's what you're looking for.
No.
Okay.
I'm specifically looking for something outside world.
I understand. I totally understand. No, you have not seen the outside world in the past 5 days. The rest of you have been in your cell, the same cell, for the past 5 days. Now, not a whole lot to cover here. I'm going to kind of throw it back into your court. I'm curious as to what you guys have been up to for the past 5 days. And the way I want to do this is, I know that over the course of the week you guys have been putting your heads together, I hope. Trying to put ideas of how you want to go about this. I'd like to hear what you'd like to do. And if it's something that needs to be done over the course of the 5 days or whatnot, then I will let you know what you need to roll or whatnot to achieve it.
Okay.
Don't everyone go at once.
Well, I'm gonna straight up tell you our plan's amazing and that we're gonna get out. No, we're not. Yes, we are.
So Faust has broken down and started talking to himself. I get it. 5 days in prison.
Well, so here's a question. So do you want to handle what each character personally does in that 5 days first, or do you want to handle the general overall plan first?
Yeah, I'm fine doing each individual character first, of course. Yeah, let's do this. How about we handle everything that does not pertain to you guys trying to get out of there first?
Okay, well, I can tell you that Muiri, especially after the conversation, the Zone of Truth conversation with the Grey Maiden, is just, like, exceptionally protective. Even Faust, who she doesn't like very much, is now kind of part of the I need to keep these people safe group. I mean, she worries incessantly over every single person in that cell. And Aras, who she makes a point to at least try and put hands on at least once a day. Just, I mean, I'm assuming Aras kind of looks like shit after pretty much daily beatings.
Yeah, she is not looking good. They are not, they're not healing her. So basically, now that said, of course, Ross, you're healing with your long rests and hit dice and all that. But yes, she's constantly showing bruises and black eyes and things of that nature. Here's a good question though, Ross, are you trying to hide it all? Are you making it hard to see?
Yeah, I would be hiding, say, any bruises that they could see. But I would also be passing on certain items if I could. As the time went on.
All right, well, we'll get to that when we get to the to get out of here part.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I would try to use like passing stuff as a way to kind of hide. That makes sense. Like, let me distract you with this.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Makes sense. Okay. All right.
I did have a question. So Eris Yellow Eyes is in the cell with us. How does she do it?
All things considered, she's doing okay. She has not, oddly enough, she has not contracted blood veil at any point. Though she would tell you if questioned that it's not that certainly has nothing to do with being a were-rat, because were-rats can get it. She's seen her own kin subside to it, but she herself has not. She is kind of resigned to her fate. She's used to a hard life. She is, quite honestly, used to living conditions that aren't much better than this, and kind of assumed that sooner or later she'd end up in a dungeon or dead, so she is a bit demoralizing, but probably handling it better than most would.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So Muri's kind of kicked it up to a level 11 protective mom, and is very worried about Aris, and again tries to make a point of at least putting hands on her at least once a day, if not trying to like hug her through the bars. She's also weirdly. So, how much interaction would you say that we as prisoners have with the Grey Maidens face to face every day?
Very little. They give you food. They have not, and here's an interesting thing. Despite their threats, they have not come to question you. They have not taken you to the torture chamber or anything of that nature. And really, the only time you've seen them is when they've dropped off food, or if someone's gotten rowdy and caused a scene or a disturbance.
Gotcha. Just seeing them makes Muri weirdly quiet, and she makes a point to be almost excessively kind to them.
Okay. All right. What about Rhea? What does she do during these 5 days?
Probably pretty much the same thing. Just making sure that everyone's all right, especially when they're passing the blood veil back and forth to each other. She'll use List of Restoration during that time as well to kind of let everyone rest. And she's gonna.
We pass it back and forth like fucking popcorn, but like we don't have it for very long before it's cured.
Well, the problem is that there's incubation time, so it's kind of like it's difficult, right? But Rhea doesn't have to worry about that. You just watch the show.
Exactly. And she's kind of just going to keep track as best she can of the rounds that the Grey Maidens make. So, like, as keeping track of the intervals as best she can as when they come down to give food or any other times they walk by.
Okay. You know that it is almost like clockwork. It's while in here you can't really tell time of day. You can tell it's twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. And a Ross would probably be able to at least pass along. It's very, very, a very accurate set time. Like, for example, it's 7 o'clock a.m., 7 o'clock p.m. Not exactly that precise, and you don't have a method of keeping that accurate of time, but you are able to tell that it's every day on the dot, twice a day.
All right. And then I did want to just check with one of the items that I have, the ring that I have, if they would have taken that or not.
Oh, that ring.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll just do the same thing I've been doing with the others. Let's just make a roll for it. See if they would have taken it or not. Go ahead and, before you roll, choose high or low, meaning you want this to be good. So if you choose low, basically you're going to roll a d20. If you say low, under 10, you have it. Over 10, you don't. If you choose high, vice versa.
All right. I'll go high.
Okay. Roll me a d20.
So a d20?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No, they took it. It's in the chest with all your other stuff.
All right. I think that's it then.
Okay. Faust, what have you been doing the past 5 days?
Well, Faust would have, despite the idiocy of us running around playing tag with us passing diseases to each other, would have probably found that at least a little bit amusing and stayed interested for the first day or two. But I would say by now he's just super bored. Like you can see him like twitching like mad. Like he wants to leave. Like he is in his spare time just playing with prestidigitation, just to like light a little fire in his hand just to watch because it's more interesting than sitting here and doing nothing. I wouldn't say that he would be doing anything productive though. He's being extremely arrogant about it.
Gotcha. All right. Okay, well then, I suppose I'll let you guys know Shala, for her part, is not taking this well. But she is taking it very quietly, too quietly. As the days go on and on, she gets less and less talkative, less and less energetic. It is as if she is very slowly sinking into a very bad place. She doesn't talk to anyone unless specifically asked a question, and even then, by the 5th day, it's usually one-word answers. She basically sits there all day and stares at the wall, and it looks like that this place is really, really not good for her. And as the days continue to go on, she's getting worse and worse.
I will say something that I did want to do for her specifically is every day offer to take care of her hair for her and braid it and comb it out, at least with what limited means we have, and braid it because that seems important to her.
The first morning, she's very grateful, and her usual self. The second morning, she says thank you. The third morning, she nods. The fourth morning, she doesn't even acknowledge it. Fifth morning, it's like you're not even there. So
we need to get the fuck out of here.
On that pleasant note, you will notice the one thing that she did say at one point, probably early on, is that she really, really wished she had an instrument, something to play music, and the fact that she doesn't is not good for her.
Question, so would they have taken my horror deck? Do you want me to roll for it?
No, I don't think you would. I mean, jewelry is something that can commonly be, like magic rings and all that is common. People don't generally carry around magical decks of cards, so I don't think the Grey Maidens would have known to even bother with that. So no, I would say you'd still have the horror deck.
Okay, I just wanted to ask.
And then on the notes of instruments, would it be safe to assume they probably took the pan flute then?
Correct, because that could be, even though I doubt Rhea would ever do it, it could be used as a weapon. Shala would call that blasphemy. Shala would call that blasphemy, but you know, someone could use it as a weapon. Okay, so that's what you all have been up to more or less over the course of the 5 days. What about when it comes to your interactions with the Ross and planning to try and get out of here?
Squee, I wanted to, as I was going around, look for certain things.
Sure.
And you said that I had interactions with other members of, like, the court, or members in the castle. Would I have time to, like, be out there and find stuff?
No, I didn't say that exactly.
I was beaten by other...
Right,
yeah.
you were beaten by other... Okay, so yes, you were beaten by other guards, not Grey Maidens, but actual castle guards.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, so the only people you have seen have been Grey Maidens, other castle guards, a priest of Abadar, the queen, and I would assume at some point you might see, you know, a noble here or there. You know what I mean?
Sure. Would I be able to find, say, a cricket in the dungeon?
Sure, roll me an investigation check. It's possible. As you go cricket hunting. Okay, you know, when I told you guys to take a week and come up with an escape plan, this is not how I expected it to start. Yeah, I mean, it's a dungeon. Sure, you found yourself a cricket. You got a cricket.
Okay. And
I'm very good at this.
You gonna name him Jiminy?
yes. I have some companions. Okay. Also, some copper wire is the other thing I'd be looking for. Whether I had like that on some jewelry. Or...
Roll me an investigation check. I'm gonna let you know that's gonna be really hard because copper wire is not a common item that you'd normally find. Go ahead and roll an investigation check. No. Oh God, no.
No. Natural one.
No.
Okay.
You haven't seen copper in a week.
Turns out that one of the higher upper class nobles in Corvosa was had someone attempt to assassinate them a couple of years ago with a copper wire garrote cord, and ever since then, copper wire has been very difficult to find in Corvosa.
Okay. So every day when I go, you know, I'm assuming that I'm on feeding duty. And so
Usually, yes. Mm-hmm.
I'll feed them. Are there other guards around?
Usually one, sometimes two. Usually Celine's with you. That said, she's not like she's right next to you. Like, you'll take a cell, she'll take a cell. You'll take a cell, she'll take a cell. So most of the time, you can get close enough to have a quick and hurried, quiet conversation. But only once or twice a day.
Okay. I would, like, throughout the time that we're there, I want to pass a few items to them.
Okay.
So I can start with, like, the easy ones, like, the dagger, the janky piece of metal I found to use as a lockpick, and the cricket. Those are like the easy ones. Maybe some not so easy would be actually no, let's just go with those.
All right. Would someone want to aid her somehow when she is doing this? Because she's going to have to roll sleight of hand check for these.
Yeah. Faust would aid her.
Okay.
And I mean, if Faust had to, he could make his own sleight of hand checks too.
Well, unfortunately, she's the one giving them, so she's going to have to be the one that takes the roll.
But I mean, I have a hand I can use outside of the cell.
Yes, but that's yeah, but no. I'm going to say no on that one because she is giving it to you. You're not taking it from her. It's not like she.
Her dex is still pretty good. It's no issue.
Unless you can convince me, that it would be like if you can convince me that there's a way to do it where it's really, Faust using his skill as opposed to Aras using hers, she's gonna take the role. I'm open to being convinced.
Well, I will say that Faust does have Mage Hand Ledger Domain, so that he can actually do precise movements with Mage Hand. The one downside of that is that doesn't mean I don't talk while doing it. You know, it has a verbal component, I'm pretty sure, so I don't think I could use that without Celine noticing, so I'm not going to.
Right, that would be the issue. Okay, but you can still aid her. So, Aras, we'll call those the easy ones. Go ahead and roll 3 times with advantage. And before you roll, I should, well, all right, are you rolling? You only need to get an 8 on these, 8 or above. All right, 2 more.
Okay. Okay, so it rolled both 11, so if this does it again, there's something wrong. We'll find... Okay, good.
Nah, you're good. All right, one more time.
So...
Okay, so a piece of metal, a dagger, and a cricket are all passed to Faust without incident. Faust, you now have Jiminy, a dagger, and a piece of metal.
Faust will kind of slyly smile and whisper, "Thank you," to Ross. Because I assume he doesn't have his mask on. She'd actually be able to see his facial expression for once.
For once, yes.
Yeah, for once. And he'll hide the stuff kind of behind his back and nonchalantly just eat, like, what are they serving, like, oatmeal here?
Yeah, usually.
I assume something not good.
It's not the best.
Yeah, he'll just wait until everyone's passed before he reveals what he got.
So that first day that I come back to collect dishes and everything, I would ask, so how'd you like your food last time? Looking at Shala. Was it up to your standards?
This would be what, the second day?
Yeah. The very day after I passed her the stuff to
Got you.
identify
Where she identified it.
with the pearl in her food, so...
Yeah, give me a second here. Because this is Shala we're talking about. She would nod. She would go, "Yes, actually, I found it quite delightful. One might say I was wreathed all aflame from it."
I'm sorry, you cut out. You were what?
Wreathed all aflame from it.
Okay, that's useful. I will take this useful information and take it with me.
Yes.
She nods and she says, "Careful. I would hate to... no, wait, hang on. Sorry, I'm not as clever as Shala, so give me a second.
Could we have a really quick recap of what those potions are?
It was a fire shield, invisibility, and I believe a greater healing potion.
And what? A greater healing potion?
Greater healing potion, yeah.
Okay.
And she goes, oh yeah, Shala would say, "Well, thank you. I'm so glad that I was noticed, or I mean, invisible to you."
Well, that is, some useful information.
And as you say that, you get a smack in the back of the head. "Stop talking to the prisoners. Just take the dishes." As Celine walks past.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I will take the dishes and, maybe later anything else you need me to do, I would like to have be of use.
Like, Celine's just looking at you. Are you talking to Celine?
Yes.
And she's like, "You are an odd one. Maybe it was the fever talking. Are you sure the priest of Abadar did a good job?" She, like, feels your forehead. And then gives you, like, another smack in the back of the head. Go.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So...
I would like to. And anything else.
It's not as easy as it looks.
I know. So yeah, so that's what you get. However, whatever Arlen thinks of that, I think one of them might be easy to pick up. The other one, I don't know if Arlen would have any idea what to do with that. Or Ross.
Yeah, no, I totally got the invisibility potion. That's what I keyed into. That was interesting. That was still the first day, and then as days go on, is Celine still like right there?
I'm sorry, what? As days goes on, what?
Is Celine still like right there nearby so she can hear?
I mean, yeah, two of you feed the prisoners. It's not like she's guarding you. It's a 2-person job.
Okay.
Do you now? That doesn't mean that you can't try and affect that somehow.
Yeah, no, every day I try to seem as eager to like do stuff and, you know, help Celine out and give her extra time to rest and do this, and every day I'm trying to like find a way to get some, you know, alone time with the group.
Okay. You're gonna have to be a bit more specific than that. Sorry, I can't just give it to you.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. So like I guess it would be what, the third day I would, you know, we'd be preparing, you know, food and everything, and I can be like, Celine, you know, do you want me to take care of this? I know you've got a lot of work to do.
Which, by the way, Ross, the preparing of the food part, if Mary knew,
I mean,
this
handing
would
it
not
out.
even be called that. She would think this was an insult to the word preparing. But yes, okay, so roll me a persuasion check. Making a Ross roll all these rolls tonight. Oh, hey, look at that.
Roll a 20. Take it off advantage, but it didn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter either way. Celine says, well, I did need to prep that room. I didn't get that chance earlier to do it today for that prisoner. Fine. Yes, you can feed them, but you better be quick about it. And she kind of hesitates. Thanks. And then she'll kind of like walk out of the room.
Quick question.
Uh-huh.
Have we heard or seen anything from Rat Boy while we've been in here?
Nope. No, you have not. Ross may have. Yeah, so, Ross. Rat Boy, Griggs was,
that's his name. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
he was questioned. Not very gently. And the questioner, who was a Grey Maiden, was very, very enthusiastic in the questioning. And by the end of it, Griggs told her everything that he knew. That he had gathered several were-rats there to launch an attack, that they were themselves attacked by individuals in white cloaks and gold white masks, and that he was captured and kidnapped by them. And then after that, oops, hand slipped, he's dead. Now, you didn't see most of this, but you heard because the Grey Maidens were talking about it.
Okay. All right.
That was probably day 2, day 3.
Okay.
And there is a lot of chatter among the Grey Maidens about the individuals in the gold white masks. Some think they're helping Blackjack. Others think that they are new. But all of them are quite convinced that they are enemies of the Queen and seem to talk to them as almost as if they're a nemesis, as if they're at war with these individuals. Namely probably because they happen to embarrass the Grey Maidens quite thoroughly by rescuing the murderer of the king, which the Grey Maiden's reputation still hasn't quite recovered from. So to hear that they're still here in the city, because, and this is important to note, the Grey Maidens, some of them were thinking that they were gone because they hadn't been seen since that day. But now the Grey Maidens know, no, they're still here and they're still doing things. And while there's a lot of debate going on about why and what they were trying to do and what was going on, there's a lot of conversation about these individuals in the white masks.
Okay.
But none of it positive from the Grey Maidens. I'm sure.
No.
No, definitely not. Okay. All right. So on the I guess third day,
Mm-hmm.
I would feed, and then I would talk to the group. Just show up by myself.
Yep, and you'd be able to have a good conversation now without others being able to hear.
Okay. And so I would tell him, hey, I'm working on trying to get a way out of here. You had said something about invisible. I'm assuming hopefully one of those potions was a potion of invisibility.
By this point, Shala, and you'll see her, she's basically just kind of sitting, staring at a wall. You'd have to grab her attention.
Well, there are also several go-betweens in the rooms, so
Right,
we can
exactly.
do that for her.
Right, I'm just letting you know, I mean, it's not like you can't, it's just that, I mean, Ross would notice that just saying that is not seeming to grab her attention.
Well, Murray, did what was in that bag? Do you know?
Charlotte told all of us, right?
Yeah, she told all of you.
Okay, sorry, I don't remember.
No, it's fine.
Who has the potions?
That's
Shala?
a good question. Who would you guys want to have the potions? We didn't really discuss that. I'd leave it up to you.
Faust would have been fine with anyone else holding on to them. He's not really doing anything specific.
Okay, so probably Mary. So Mary will hand over the. She'll hand over the invisibility potion and ask whether Ross wants the fire potion.
That might be something more useful, like as we're breaking out. I think I know where all of our stuff is. I just can't get to it yet, and the invisibility potion will help me.
Be wary, child. Be wary of traps.
I will make sure to check everything for traps. When I get everything, when it's time to go, I will have, of course, the invisibility potion, but you'll know because that I have our stuff because I will drop 3 coins that each can help you run really fast. So if you just spend a little bit of time concentrating on that coin, you'll magically feel much faster. And I will have, I already gave you the lockpick tools, so
Okay,
hopefully...
during this conversation, I would like to ask Aras which way out she thinks we should take. But I want to make sure, just to confirm, we're on the 4th floor of this dungeon, so there's like hella stairs going up, right?
Well, 4 floors of it, yeah.
Yeah, that's hella stairs.
Yes.
Gotcha, okay. God, you're gonna make us check out that grate, aren't you? That's gonna be nasty.
That's the quickest way I could think of. That's the
Ugh.
first way, and then fight our way out.
Well, that's something that the grate itself is something that I would see if Aras can check on her own, just to see if it goes somewhere that's accessible to us. If I have to fight another one of those stupid tentacle monsters, I'm gonna be mad. Especially if it's the same one that Rhea made us let live in the fucking the dungeon we were just in.
No regrets.
It's okay.
Mad as hell at you.
You just like see Mary like, oh come on!
It was almost dead.
You know, I will try to check and find a good way out. I have an idea, but if not, we might be fighting our way out of this. Unless somebody else has any other ideas. Maybe if
I'm afraid you are our eyes for now.
Does anybody have anything if I get their spell components back that might help?
Well, if you can locate the bag of holding, you can get everything to us at once.
Eris would say, if you can get us to the sewers, I can guide us safely. I know the city's sewers like the back of my hand.
Okay. That'll work. So, like I said, if at any time you suddenly see 3 coins just fall on the ground, that'll be the signal to go.
Jesus, Laura.
And Faust, I hope you can pick the lock. Faust?
Faust is muted.
Excuse me. Sorry. I had someone in my room for a moment.
There? Were you taking a nap there?
Come on now. I was talking to Dad. No. Okay. Could you fill me in on what's going on?
I'm gonna try and get all of our stuff with the invisibility potion that Mori just gave me, and I will be able to throw 3 coins in the cell. Fast. That'll be the signal to leave. So I hope you got that lockpick I passed. You know, you could start picking the door.
Yeah. But before you, Faust would make sure to let you know. You know that people could still hear you, even if you're invisible. Actively guarding the room, I don't think you're going to get past them. You would know better, but...
I can walk very quietly. And if worse comes to worse, okay, yeah, if worse comes to worse, I can run and hide.
How long does the potion last, week? Do we know?
What, potion of invisibility?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you would know. Well, yeah, you would. She cast in Identify on it, so she'd know what caster level. Give me a second, and I'll find out for you. Because it was base caster level, so it would last for 1 hour. Concentration.
Oh, you've got plenty of fucking time.
And basically, yeah, it gives you... I don't know if it really talks about what it would do when it comes to stealth checks. I think I might just go with it adds plus 20, but I don't know. I'll take a look. You guys keep going.
Okay.
Well, Faust would say that It's not that I'm worried about your abilities. I'm just saying that you should be careful. Don't do anything too reckless. I'm sure if it comes to it, we could just leave our stuff behind.
Sure.
Oh, if I need to talk louder, sorry. Yeah.
No, don't, no. That's fine. If you want to leave your stuff behind, we can do that.
I mean that's just Faust.
We can
Faust
leave
wouldn't
your
care.
stuff selectively behind.
No, I mean that's
The rest
true.
of us have stuff that we want back. Thank you.
No, as a player, I don't want to lose my magic items. As a character, he's like, meh.
It would take me quite a while to rebuild my thunder cannon. Not a
That's a
task
good
I'm looking
point.
forward to, and I don't want it falling into the wrong hands. Say, everybody around me.
Good point too. He does not really know that much about your thunder cannon, though.
I'm just saying, I don't want other
Yeah.
people to get it.
Okay, well, let's go get my magic stuff back and your magic stuff, and we'll all be happy.
And let's not forget my bees.
Do you think they confiscated the jar of bees and just put it in there? Like these
I asked
lines.
specifically about that. They absolutely did.
Yeah, no, they confiscated them. I didn't say they put them in the chest. He's absolutely right. No one's just gonna put a hive of bees in a chest. Muri, your bees have been let loose in the city, though since they are your bees, when you get out, they will come back to you. But I can't reasonably see any jailer going, yeah, well, I mean, it was on them. Got to put it in the evidence chest. It's a hive of bees.
It's ours now.
I just have this image in my head that they would go back to the
They
orphanage.
probably
and then
would. They would.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
Stick around and wait for Mary.
Just you open the chest.
Well, I just imagine them trying to get Anna. I just imagine them trying to get Anna's attention, and they keep like swarming around her to get her attention because she's like not alarmed that you're separated. Or whatever.
Nope. The bees aren't even that intelligent. They might have
I'm
a.
imagining them just trying to keep these bees in a room, and the bees are just fucking everywhere.
And they're just like, why? Why are they here? They were on the prisoner. We got to keep them here.
We gotta fashion tiny shackles for all of them.
What if they escape and need their equipment back?
There's a tiny bee in the corner of the bee cell playing the harmonica.
Yeah, so your bees have been let loose. They did not want to mess with them.
Okay. Anybody else have anything to say?
Nah, bitch, let's get this party started.
Okay. All right.
As you say that, Eris goes, well, I mean, is that it? Just, do we not have any other backup plans? No other, what if that doesn't work? Surely there's gotta be another way. If you, and she looks at at Rhea and Muri, if you can do your magic, surely there's other options, right? I'm not familiar with magic, but it can do great and wonderful things, more so than just fighting, right?
Faust will slowly raise his dagger and say, I'm sure we'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about.
No.
Roll me a persuasion check.
No?
Maybe, wait, is that no? I'm confused. Rhea, was that no to Faust?
Yeah.
Roll it at disadvantage.
Wait, what?
She just said no.
Okay. What? Okay.
So I'm rolling persuasion at disadvantage.
No, not you, him. Because he's trying to persuade her, and you
Still
just
got
were
a
like,
17.
yeah, you were just like, no. So even still, your words kind of seem to calm her. She goes, okay, well, you guys are, you know, those people that helped me.
She says expert.
She makes a motion with like of her face with like a mask, but she doesn't say anything. She goes, I'll trust you. And with that, Ross goes about your business. So, Ross, what's your next step?
Okay, really quick, collective 5-second moment of silence. Let's just pray. Ross, you can do it. Ready? Go.
Dear me, try not to screw your sister over too hard.
I do need to ask.
Yeah. We believe in you. Please, for the love of God, validate us.
Yes, Faust.
Oh, no.
Usually after they leave, like after having come to see us, they don't come back for a while, right?
Usually, yes.
Well, Faust would not know if this is a usually moment or not, so he is, after waiting about 10 minutes, is going to start picking the cell open, or attempt to.
Oh boy. Didn't she just tell we have the coins?
Yes.
I mean, it's not like he's going to open the door, he's just picking the lock open.
Okay, alright. Everybody in the cell is watching you do this. Like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I need you to roll me 2 checks. First, a stealth check, and then a sleight of hand check. Or a Thieves' Tools check if you have proficiency in that.
I think it comes out to the same.
Yeah, usually it does. Alright, so you're able to do this very quietly. That's good. And you are able to get the door open. It takes a while. It takes a while, and there's a moment where you're not sure you can get it, but finally, right before you're about to give up, that last tumbler just clicks. And you're like, okay. And you feel the give, where you could push the door open if you wanted to.
Faust will. I can't talk good. He's going to try to keep the door from like just kind of like swinging open like slowly so that it's noticeable. So he'll just sit there next to it, but he will kind of motion over the others and tell them that he opened the door in case something goes wrong. Actually, they're probably watching him do this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This is what he's good at. When it's important, he has good shoes.
All right, so I want to make sure that we're on the same page here. You have not permanently unlocked the door. That's not how lockpicking works. While the lockpick is in there, it is holding the tumblers in the correct position. So the second that tumbler is removed, the door is locked again. So unless you want to keep the tumbler there, it's going to be locked again.
Ooh, okay, no, he's going to step out.
Okay.
You can't just break it off in the lock so it stays open?
No, because not that I should know this or anything, but no, your hand pressure is what's holding the tumblers in place, not the pick itself. You're using the pick as the tool, but your hand is what's actually maneuvering everything into place. So if you just break it off, the pick will just fall, the tumblers will fall with it. A key would work, but not a pick.
Well,
not that I know that much about lockpicking or anything. I just, is it hot in here? Or is
could
it
I
just
not
me?
just hold it up, like keep the
You
pressure
most
on
certainly can, but it's going to be very obvious to anyone walking down that hallway that you are holding it up, a lockpick in the lock. I'm just saying that for the time being, it is unlocked, but if anyone walks down, I want to make sure that we're clear. It's not like the door is just now unlocked for the next few days. The second you take that lockpick out, it's locked again.
Okay. Well, we already have a plan. I'm not gonna go against it. I will just stay in the cell, I guess. That's unfortunate. I'll roll well again soon.
Did you say I will roll well again soon?
Yeah. I was saying that Faust will just stay inside because we already have a plan, and I don't want to jeopardize that off of me being me.
All right. But at least you know that it's possible. And you know that a 19 will do it. Okay. So. Aras.
Yes.
What is your next step?
Well, finish feeding the other prisoners, of course.
Yes. Well,
So no-
I mean, it's important. You're not being a dick. You feed the other prisoners, who are a pretty pathetic lot. Okay.
Does anybody stand out? Does anybody stand out of interest or that I would want to start talking to?
Roll me an intelligence check.
No.
Nope. No one stands out.
5. Okay. Then I will keep, my nose down, trying to get more and more responsibility and kiss everybody's butt so that I can get more power and people trust me more and try to find my way into the contraband room.
And look forward to those daily meetings with the Queen.
No.
All right. So let's say that another 2 days pass, so we're at day 5 now. During these 2 days, Aras, you're trying to find a good time to maybe get into the contraband room. Do you do anything else during those 2 days?
Yeah, I want to talk to Selena, and I want to try and find out as much information about the Grey Maidens. Like, how do you get chosen to be a Grey Maiden? Why does all the higher up people have scars on their face? Just as much information as I can.
Got you. Well, over the course of the 5 days, she'll tell you what she can. Generally, Grey Maidens are chosen because they are orphans or are part of families who do not want them. Basically, young women, almost always young, attractive women, who feel like they don't have a place in the world. Their family doesn't want them. They're orphans. They're rebelling. Whatever the case may be, they were former slaves. They were new to the city and didn't know anyone. Whatever the case, those are perfect candidates for Grey Maidens. And as far as the disfiguration is concerned, it is to show your loyalty to the Queen. Excuse me. It is... Ross, roll me an insight check, please. Okay.
7. Only slightly better than my intelligence.
She tells you that it is to show yourself, to be confident in yourself, to proclaim to yourself that physical attractiveness, looks are not what's important. You are a weapon, you are a tool, you are a guard, you are not a woman. You are a weapon in the service of the Queen. That is what she tells you.
Okay. Next, I want to find out what's being done about the plague, what's going on outside the city.
She does not know. She goes, oh, I'm sure they're working on it. I wouldn't know. And to be honest with you, I'm glad. I'd rather stay in here until it all blows over, wouldn't you? I'd hate to be one of the patrols out there. I've heard horrible things.
You haven't, what kind of bad things have you heard? Just that is it getting worse?
Well,
I mean, I know it was
yes, the plague
pretty
is
bad
spreading.
when I was out there.
It's spreading. You heard, of course, old Corvosa was quarantined. Well,
Why did that happen?
because it was uncontainable. The blood veil was all over the place, and of course old Corvosa was the worst of the lot. Full of poor and disgusting and the downtrodden, and everyone packed it together so closely. Not to mention that everyone there, or most of them, are criminals anyway. Of course the blood veil would have spread there faster than anyone else. We didn't have a choice, and from what I've heard, the second they closed it off, it broke down into lawlessness. It's chaos over there as far as I hear.
Okay. And what are all these prisoners in here? Where did they come from? Are they just run-of-the-mill criminals?
She
Like
shrugs.
Old Corvosa? Or?
She shrugs. She goes, I don't know. We're jailers. We're not the ones that arrested them. Our job is simply to keep them here until we're given other orders.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, that's all the questions I have.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and if you space them out enough that she doesn't, it's not too suspicious or anything. You're a new recruit, etc., etc. So. All right. So we'll say, day 5 goes by. You find that there is always, and I should actually have a representation here. I don't always, but you find that there's always at least one Grey Maiden on guard in the confiscation room, the evidence room, if you want to call it that. Who this guard is changes from time to time, but it's always at least one. It's only 2 if they've just had a large influx of prisoners, which hasn't happened in the past week. In fact, you've had no new prisoners in the past week, other than yourselves. So this entire week, you've seen there's only been one guard at any one time. However, that guard is 24/7. There's always a guard in there.
Okay. Is there any way I can volunteer for guard duty?
You can always volunteer. How would you? That's something I'd want you to roleplay.
I would say, that I'm really interested in showing my service and support for the Queen and can do to help. Wouldn't it make more sense to have somebody more junior on like the night shift? And that way, the day shift, when stuff is gonna happen, you have all your best people there.
Celine goes, it's supposed to be a full-blown Grey Maiden. I don't know. I get it. You're very gung-ho, and that's very sweet, but I'm not sure you're ready for that yet.
Is there something I can do to prove myself?
Roll me a persuasion check. Let's see if there is something you can do. Oh, dear God. Oh. Well, I mean, as much as you've had to roll tonight, it's bound to backfire on you eventually. And she goes, no. Well, yes, there is something you can do to prove yourself. You want to take on responsibility that badly? Uras. Wait, is that the name you're going by? What name did you give her?
Uras.
Okay.
Uras.
Yeah. She goes, you want that badly to be a Grey Maiden, to take on the responsibilities of a Grey Maiden. Sure, there's something you can do to convince me. Go through the rite. We can do it tonight if you want. Become a full-fledged Grey Maiden.
And what does the ride of the Grey Maiden entail?
She takes off her helmet, and you've seen this before, her very disfigured and scarred face. She takes out a knife, and she says, "All of us gather around you, and we take a knife just like this one, and we watch you as you prove to us that physical looks are not important, that you are a weapon, not a person. That you are a weapon for the Queen, and then you will take an oath. But I don't think you're ready for that yet. Do you?"
Maybe not at this exact moment.
Don't worry. It took me months. It usually does. And she puts the knife away. Puts her helmet back on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, would I have a chance as I go throughout the day to find another piece of metal that I can use as a lockpick?
Yeah, I suppose. Sure. You'd have to find it in the questioning room, I suppose. Roll me an investigation check. It's gonna be a little bit harder this time, of course. But go ahead and roll me one. Not
7.
this time, I'm afraid.
Okay. Okay. Right. I will wait until Celine goes to sleep, and I'm gonna like pad my bed to make it look like, you know, there's someone still there. You know, put the pillow under the blanket, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And then take that potion of invisibility.
All right.
And then I want to slowly sneak out and make my way towards the contraband room, confiscation room.
All right. Before you do that, I want everyone. We're gonna say this is the night of the 5th day. I'd like everyone. You don't have to tell me like everything, but I'd like everyone to make sure that you have whatever spells you want prepared beforehand. As in what your characters would have wanted to have prepared on this night, just in case this is the night that it's going to go down.
Oh, okay. Okay, can we take just a second to do that?
Absolutely. In fact, let's take a quick 5-minute break. I'll go grab a drink, because I'd like to get that sorted before Ross starts sneaking around doing things. Because you never know. You guys might hear combat and have to come running. You have a dagger now. And a cricket. Why the cricket?
Weapon.
Why the cricket?
I can cast sleep with a cricket.
Can you?
Yeah, it's one of the components.
That's so awesome. I did not know that. I'm like, that is such a random thing. Just a cricket.
It's extra protein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was making them extra food. Whatever they do with it is their choice.
She saw how abysmal the food was, and she's just like, well, I mean, maybe there's crickets.
It's high in protein.
Oh, man. A pinch of fine sand, rose petals, and a cricket. Or a cricket.
Yep.
Oh, so all you need is the cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat. All right, I'm going to grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Okay. Squee.
Yes.
So, last time you had said that on day 5, Aras would have a chance to go to the contraband room by herself. So...
Yes, a chance. So I don't
Okay,
want you to misunderstand me.
that's fine.
I'm not saying like yes, you will definitely get the ability to do so. I'm saying that the chance will be there. That chance is you convincing them to go by yourself or guard duty or something of that nature.
So, okay. That's fine. I need to rethink what I'm doing.
Sure. And if the other members of the group want to help her out, because here's the thing, I don't think like this should, Sib should feel like this is all on her. If you guys have an idea for how she could do it or how she could convince them to let her be there by herself, by all means, out of character, I'm more than fine with you guys talking it out. If you guys want to take some time and strategize, because I recognize as a GM that you guys are in a position where things can go really good or really bad. Are people even here?
Yeah, I just...
Yeah.
All right, good. So Sib, don't feel like you have to handle this all on your own. Be more than happy to ask advice.
So I was gonna say in that sense, can I actually retcon and say that I hadn't taken the sleeping potion yet, or the invisibility potion yet?
Sure, of course. Yeah. I thought you meant when you meant take it, I meant like take it with you. I didn't think you'd actually downed it yet, but
Okay,
sure.
okay.
So yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Does she have, like, cantrips at all? Like, any?
Me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Why do you sound
That's
so
it.
depressed?
Thank
Cantrips are
you.
cool.
I was
mean-
just curious if you had anything that would actually help you. Like, if you had
We don't-
minor illusions, for instance.
We
No.
don't talk about cantrips.
If you want a distraction, I could I could use Find Steed and summon my horse.
I could make something very loud happen with thaumaturgy.
Actually, what I was thinking about more is I wanted to get Faust out of the cell, and have him then drink invisibility. I mean, drink the potion of invisibility because he can put the guard to sleep.
Yeah. I am a little worried about it, though, because I don't know what their HP pool is. That's a little bit metagaming, but there's only 8 of them. I feel like they have a lot. I'm really scared.
Well, that's where I wanted to, if I could get you, like, escort this bad prisoner to a separate holding space or whatever for questioning, and then you drink the potion of invisibility, then you can be there.
Oh,
Yeah,
Faust will
please.
do it. He'd be down. Whether it's gonna work or not. But, well, it'd probably be difficult to convince them to move me to another cell. I mean, there's only, like, 8 and they're all next to each other. Maybe if we made it look like I need to go to the infirmary.
Well,
Or
you
you're
also know
being-
you can cast sleep at higher levels, right?
No, I get sleep from being an arcane trickster.
Oh.
So, yeah. No,
Wait.
it's just level 1.
Are you sure? I thought it was just a part of one of your spells that you get, but you can still... Hang on. I don't think you're
Well,
restricted.
I don't know. Could you cast it? Because I only have level 1 wizard spell slots.
Oh,
Like, I don't know.
it's
Yeah,
not a
you know
cleric
what I
thing, it's a wizard. Yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That being said, if I roll well with it, it'll probably be like 25-ish. So I
But
could
you
probably
have
still
to-
put them to sleep.
But you have to be within 20 feet.
For sleep? No, I have to be within 90, I think.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
the sleep has a 20-foot radius, but the range is different.
The main thing I'm worried about is if I cast it, I think it is a verbal component, so they'll know. And if it fails, so much for being invisible. Like, they know I'm there.
Yeah, but you'd need to be... For my plan to work, you'd need to be 25 feet closer. Which, actually... If I'm taking you to the room for questions...
Well, they also have to be in line of sight.
Yeah, I can't cast it through a wall. I should mention that.
Okay, then I need you to follow along beside me.
Okay. Faust will do that. But there is the getting me out of here. I could just have him, like... Well, now I know the number, and now I also know it's possible.
No, yeah, you know it's possible, definitely. That's me testing if it works. I'm actually going to turn that to GM and roll for all of them. But you know that's an average.
Yeah. But yeah, it is possible.
It is within your maximums, yes.
Yeah, I know you have the advantage on this because you have +5, but I still think probably the easiest way to get me in that direction would be having a reason to take me to the infirmary, because I don't see like moving me to another cell doing anything really.
Well, you have, if nothing else, made it abundantly clear that you know how to pitch a fit. So.
Oh yeah.
I do want to say, if we're looking for a substitution for like a sleep spell, we do, as clerics, have command, right?
I do too.
And command is a strictly verbal spell, so you don't need anything else for that. It's just a one-word command.
Let me.
And what can you command them to
I
do?
didn't prepare
Anything
it though.
that's not
That's
directly harmful to them, so you can't make them hurt themselves.
What is the? What is the?
The range is 60 feet. I think it's only not. It doesn't work if they can't understand you, or if like they're not alive.
Here's the other issue. Command only lasts 6 seconds.
Yeah,
so
it only lasts a round.
Choke yourself.
I could tell him to grovel, and then he'd just stand back up and attack me. And I did also say, I mean, you might have, but I did not prepare command. It's not a spell Faust would normally use.
I have it prepped just because I don't have anything else that might be useful.
Wally.
Yeah.
This is not a situation Rhea is prepped for.
But what I could do is cast Find Traps.
Cast what?
I said I could cast Find Traps, but I doubt there would be traps here.
Okay, then I would like the fire shield potion. I can kill a guard, right?
So, I typically like to stay out of these, but do you want advice from a GM? Do you guys want to handle this on your own?
I'm okay with whichever the rest of the players would prefer, but
I'm always open for free advice.
yeah.
I'll just say it this way. I wouldn't be so quick just to cut off all your options. There's plenty of ways to, I don't know, draw that guard away from the room for some reason. Or you know, things of that nature. Like a horse. I mean, you may not be a full-fledged Grey Maiden, but you have full run of the place. You can go where you want. So that gives you a lot of freedom in a lot of ways, and you are a person that is used to deliver food and messages, and you are a person that has been given equipment to put in the chest, so it's not the first time you've been in there. So that is something that you can use to your advantage, certainly.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. What's the name of the captain of the guard?
I don't believe you guys ever asked. I mean, it wasn't really on your to-do list.
The captain of the guard?
I just figured that's something I would learn.
Right. No, absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm just saying I don't think you guys asked, so I don't think I had one for her at the moment. Give me a second here.
And I do also want to point out, if we are really, really, really trying to be sneaky, we do have the clerics, at least in the room, have silence as a spell.
That's very true. Yeah.
So that's something that at least I should really have.
The captain of the guard is called Captain Taper.
Okay.
And Captain Taper actually will spend most of her days right here. If she's not patrolling or doing something in particular, she likes to be one of the front guards so that anyone coming into the dungeon runs into her first.
So does that mean that we, as prisoners, have met her? Or at least...
She was the one in your zone of truth.
Oh, that wasn't Celine? Oh, okay.
No. That was the captain. Captain Taper.
Oh, okay.
So, yes.
Okay, I thought Celine was the captain for some reason.
No. When the zone of truth thing was going on, Celine and Ross were in the room going to sleep.
Forgot.
No worries.
Like, do I have, Ipecac or Imodium? Is there a spell that mimics the effects of Imodium?
What, are you trying to give him diarrhea?
Yes!
Excuse me, Imodium does the opposite of that, thank you.
Sorry, what is it, lax? X-lax? Is there X-lax in this world?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We all got special chocolates because it's Celine's birthday.
I mean, I tell you what, Ross, roll me an investigation check. Oh my gosh.
9.
So here's the thing. This, I don't know if you guys can see that. This is an infirmary, as we discussed last week. There are some medical supplies in there. There is not a bottle of X-Lax, as it were. There are several medicinal herbs. Do you have proficiency in medicine?
Yes, I do.
Roll me a medicine check, please.
God.
A 6.
These dice hate me.
Not any herbs that would get the effect you want, unfortunately.
It was a funny thought, though.
Trying to think what would be there. What would be there would be herbs used for stopping, to help clotting of wounds, to keep infections from spreading. And there would be herbs to settle stomachs and cause drowsiness and things like that. Nothing like that you would call like a sleeping potion or sleeping herbs or anything like that. But certainly something more like along the lines of like chamomile tea. You know what I mean? Something that makes people more relaxed, fall asleep easier, but nothing that would just act like a sleeping potion.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, horse.
What?
You have summon horse.
We have summon horse.
Sure.
Though I kind of wonder if you like,
spell.
but it's like a one-time thing, you know? Like, is this the time though? Maybe you want to be in book 4 before you pull out that trump card.
Well, what if I make it a horse this time, and then next time it doesn't have to be a horse.
Right.
It's like any creature that. Hold on, let me bring that up because this is
Summon
pertinent
hippogriff.
information. Absolutely. It could be a war horse, a pony, a camel, an elk, a mastiff, and any other DM
I
animal that I'm
summon
allowed.
Buckbeak.
Just out of
Just
curiosity.
summon a fucking dragon. Solve all our problems.
Machenko shows up.
Machenko-
Yeah, Machenko shows
what,
up.
What can he do?
He's not here right now.
He can sass
On the
Muri.
contrary, he is.
He's not.
Because you have him contracted as a familiar, she should be able to summon him whenever, right?
Yeah, that's true. You can summon him whenever you would like. You told him to go to the orphan. That's great. But you can literally pop him out and in an existence. Well, in this plane.
Yeah, I don't know if he's capable of like doing anything helpful for us. I was just curious.
He can talk sass to Muri.
That's helpful.
I feel like the fewer people we have to sneak out of this dungeon, the better.
Well,
Yeah.
I've never seen a house trick as familiar, so I wasn't sure what he was capable of. Because I know some familiars can go invisible.
No, he can't.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys about 5 more minutes, and then we'll have to act on something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready whenever we're ready.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, well, if you guys are good, then all right. So what's the
We excel at winging it, don't you know?
plan?
We always screw up our plan, so
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask this way: what's your next step?
What's plan H? Because we're gonna have to work our way down there anyways, inevitably.
my next step is to get up and go to the food room and get some coffee for the person who's guarding the contraband room.
Okay. Sure. I mean, no one's gonna stop you. You'll exit the. And for this, I'm actually gonna have you move your character because things are important now. So you'll have to move your character to the kitchen. You can, in there, there's stuff to make coffee. There's stuff to make tea. There's stuff to make food. Food for the guards isn't horrible. There's decent food there: cheese, bread, cold meat, things of that nature.
Okay, I will bring her some coffee and a nice sandwich.
A sandwich.
Yeah.
All right. So you come in, and this particular Grey Maiden's name. Hang on, give me a second here. Who do I have? I actually have little tiny stats for these ladies. This one you only know her as Augur. Everyone calls her Augur. Augger. And Augur has been very quiet. She hasn't spoken very much. You don't know if she likes you or doesn't like you. Don't know. She doesn't talk very much, right? She's not been mean to you, but she hasn't also walked up and struck up a conversation or anything.
Sure. I will bring her a nice midnight snack. I don't know what time it is.
Well, what time of night are you doing this?
Like evening, or like
Evening.
after dinner, but like when people are going to bed.
Okay, so say after people have bedded down, but not too late.
Yeah.
Okay.
About the time that people start getting sleepy at night.
Got it. All right. You go in there. She sees you carrying that, and she stares at you through her helmet. And there's a long, awkward silence as you just kind of stare at each other.
And I'd say, Augur, right? I thought you'd be getting tired, so I brought you some hot coffee and something to eat. I know it always helps me stay awake if I've had something to eat.
There's more silence, and Augur will take off her helmet, and for the first time, you've never seen Augur take her helmet off before. You see that her face, much like the others, is very scarred, very disfigured, but there seems to be severe scarring around her throat that may not have been done by a knife. Perhaps a burn or a really severe wound. It's hard to tell. Roll me a medicine check.
Because I've been so good at.
Ho, 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 ho. Oh,
come on!
Okay.
Natural 20.
All right. So, here's what you see. The second she takes off the helmet, despite her scarred and disfigured face, you can tell that she is at least of Shawanti blood. And the scarring around her throat looks like that of a rope. More specifically, from the pattern of the rope, it is as if this person was attempted to be hung. And for whatever reason, they survived it, or it didn't kill them, or whatnot. And you can tell at a glance that this is very likely why she has not said much to you. That kind of damage to the throat could maybe not make one mute, but severely damage their voice. And she would put the helmet down, and she would nod to you, and have a seat, and motion next to her.
I will kind of keep looking at her sideways, and then I will give the common greeting between Shawanti, which is, I'm looking up right now, but I would know. Oh, be welcome, my cousin.
Yo, 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 what up?
What's
But
up?
I'll say it in Shawanti.
Gotcha. Her eyes widen as you say that. And as you put the tray down, she will open her mouth, and a very strained voice comes out and says, "You would be wise not to do that around the others. Grey maidens are of no nationality. We have given up our past lives."
I will remember that.
I am surprised, however, that a dwarf would know the old ways. And with that, she'll take the sandwich and start eating it.
I've lived many lives already. You know, even though I'm considered young for a dwarf. Never quite found one that suited me long enough to stick around.
And so, this dwarf finds herself wanting to be a grey maiden. Why?
I need a sense of purpose. A sense of belonging. Something that I haven't really ever found anywhere else. In this world, I mean, it's rough if you don't have anybody who's got your back. And that's one thing I've noticed, that you all seem to look out for each other.
Yes. One weapon alone is weak. Many weapons supporting each other are unbeatable. And she'll continue eating the sandwich.
I will just, I mean, I don't know if you want to say it out. I will just pester her with any question I can think of in a way of like trying to build some kind of camaraderie or...
Oh, I want you to play this out.
Okay. How long have you been a member of the Grey Maidens?
None of us have been Grey Maidens for very long. The Queen created us a year ago. I was one of the first.
Really? What was that like, being one of the first?
She regards you for some time, and then she points to her throat. I was young and foolish, came to Quavosa to make a fortune, told my parents back in the tribe that I would come back with riches. I was here 2 weeks before I was wrongly accused of stealing from a noble, and was sentenced to hang for it. I was given a trial, if you want to call it that.
I did notice the motion around the...
She'll nod.
How did you go from being attempted hanging to being here?
My execution was meant to be public, but at the last minute, it was changed to be a private affair. I was fitted with the noose, and I saw my life flash as I thought the end had come, felt darkness around me. Next thing I knew, Queen Iosa was picking me up, dusting me off, telling me that she had gotten to me just in time. She had saved me just in time. She told me that it was a waste, that I was meant for more. She saved my life. I owed her everything.
I've had a few run-ins with the Queen. She's stopped me from getting beaten. I mean, certainly nothing near what you went through, but
she is kind beyond measure. This town does not understand. They do not deserve her. To be a Grey Maiden is to understand that.
That I definitely understand. This town doesn't deserve her. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. You need a bathroom break or anything at all.
She shakes her head.
Well, I'll be up for a while. I was just gonna do some walking and thinking.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage, please. Aras.
7 and an 8.
She nods and she goes, "Do not be up too long. They will punish you."
I won't. I will make sure to finish up soon. Go to bed soon.
With that, she'll nod. She'll stand back up and put her helmet back on.
And so I will start to walk out. And I will wait good 3 or 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will run back in a rush. I will say, Augur, Captain Tapper wants you. I don't know why, but she does. She said it's urgent. You have to go now.
Okay. Moment of truth. Roll me one more persuasion check with advantage this time.
Come on!
23.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Without a word, Augur picks up her shield and runs out of the room and starts jogging down the hallway.
Chug that potion, bitch.
First, I'm gonna close the door. Is there?
Yeah, there's a door.
Yeah, close the door. Is there anything I could prop up against it from the inside?
I mean, sure. There's a big chest.
Okay, that's fine. I will close the door and then I'll check the chest to see if it's trapped.
No, you've opened the chest
open
before
it?
and put
Okay.
things in it. Yeah, this is not trapped.
Then I will open the chest, and I mean, I would know like where my bag of holding was, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will like start to throw everything as quick as I can, getting our stuff first into the bag of holding.
Okay.
Yeah, at this point, I just grab everything that's in there. Did you drink the potion? I would do that soon.
I don't know how much is in there. I don't want it to be too long. So
We'll say that your stuff is easy enough to get. We'll say that you are able to get your stuff in the bag. You know what? Roll me a D100 real quick. Yeah.
19.
More than enough time to get everything in the bag.
Okay, and then I will chug that potion of invisibility. And slowly, well, quickly, but as quietly as I can.
Yeah, put everything back the way it was.
Yes, I will close the lid of the chest, and then as quickly and quietly as I can, start making my way back.
Okay, hang on one second. As you're making your way back, you pass a very it's can't say angry looking because she's in full metal, but the way she's walking, Augur is stomping back down the hallway. Roll me a stealth check, add 20 to it, please.
I've been rolling tonight. Oops, the first one.
So that's still 33.
33.
All right, yeah. So you're able to just kind of step to the side as she stomps past and goes back to the room.
And so I will, how far do you want me to go? How far would I go?
I'm not going to make you do a stealth check while you're invisible unless you are like directly passing someone.
Okay.
But as you pass that, you do hear Captain Taper talking to the other guards saying, "So our new little recruit thinks that it's fun to play practical jokes. I think we've been too soft on her. Perhaps 2 beatings a day." And that's all you hear as you pass down the hallway.
Ooh, time to go.
It is now time to bounce.
And when I get to the cell, I will throw the 3 coins, and then I will say time to go, and I will head back. Oh, when you come out here, you're gonna see 2 guards and take a left. Wait, no, sorry, take a right, take a right. Go up the board. And then I will leave.
Oh, okay.
So you guys just see 3 coins drop onto the ground and hear Ross's voice.
Okay.
Okay, let
time
me
to
take
open
my
the-
shit.
Oh, shit.
Time to open the door again.
And I would drop the bag of holding, sorry, with everything except my thunder cannon.
Like just outside the door?
If I can't fit it in the door, then yes. If I can't fit it through the holes,
I don't know, can you? I guess you can, right?
I mean, it's just a knapsack.
Yeah. Well, it's a big one, but still, I mean, it's not supposed to. Yeah, I guess you could. You could just fit it through the bars.
And as
So
soon
you-
as it's not in my possession, it would become visible.
Correct. So you take your thunder cannon out and then pass along the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And don't leave my coins. I want those back. And then I will
Weary will pick up one of the coins and immediately go over to the bag of holding. The first thing she's going to get is Shala's violin, which she's going to give back to her.
Shala sees the violin and grasps it desperately. And for the first time in a while, her eyes seem to light up as she she takes it out of the case and she takes the violin and she begins very softly, ever so softly, plucking the strings in a very soft tune. And it's okay, I'm not going to use that analogy. It's like someone who really likes pudding and hasn't had pudding in years, and it's their first bite of pudding.
I know how she feels.
Yes, she has that look. She just closes her eyes and just shudders, physically shudders as she listens to the music.
Weary sort of gently pats her on the shoulder. Why don't we go home, child?
She nods with her eyes still closed. And Eris goes, "Alright, so who uses the coins?"
Faust will kind of be putting it. Wait, she was able to put in like her armor and whatnot in the bag as well, right?
She put everything in the bag. All
Everything,
of your
okay, yeah.
lost stuff.
Yeah, so Faust will be kind of re-equipping his gear and say,
Yeah,
I
I'll
won't
grab
really
all
need
my
it.
crap out of there.
You pull out a dead Otto. No.
oh.
Oh my god.
No, he's been buried.
What about the cow? Is the cow still in there? Or the yak? Or whatever?
No. The cows.
The cow was never in there.
Who would
No,
put
it
a
was
cow in
totally
there?
The cows at Deep Feast.
Are you telling me this group wouldn't put a cow in there?
Yes.
No.
Yes, I'm telling you, this group would not put a cow in there.
We
That's
absolutely
gotta
would
change.
not.
What do you think they are, PETA?
The cow in there?
Not a living cow. Perhaps half a side of dead cow.
Exactly. We gotta use that as our improvised weapon.
Not a living cow.
All right. So you guys get all of your gear back. However, you guys. So here's a quick question: are you guys equipping all of your stuff again, or
I
just?
had I don't know, dude. I had there were some potions in there that I had.
Here's the
What I
deal.
want.
I'll put it this way. If you guys want to put back on your armor and all your weapons and stuff, I'm going to make you roll stealth checks because that is not a quiet activity unless you attempt to make it one. If you're just going to grab a few items like some weapons and forego your armor and all that, you don't have to roll a stealth check.
I just want my mace, my crossbow, and Yeah, that's all I want. I have Sanctuary, so
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll probably take point on this because of that.
In place of armor, Rhea's gonna cast Sanctuary on herself.
Okay.
I
Faust
guess-
does not have that prepped, so he's gonna make a stealth check.
Okay.
But he's got good shoes. It's okay, guys.
Uh-huh. Fair enough. Frost is able to put the stuff on. Shala, I'll say, first of all, who's controlling Shala tonight?
I am.
Okay. I can let you know right now, Shala doesn't need to do that because she has mage armor. So she can cast mage armor on herself. That's what she does anyway. She never wears armor.
Oh, I could probably grab my shield since it's just one thing.
Yeah, you're cutting it close, Mary. But yeah, that's fine. Shield, mace, crossbow, you're good.
Yep. And I will cast Sanctuary and let's get the fuck out of here.
Well, also gonna cast Sanctuary on Eris.
Eris is transforming into a dire rat.
Oh.
Still.
Yeah.
Does that stop us from...
No, but it does make her smaller and darker and slightly harder to see. So not like that doesn't hinder you. It's probably more helpful than anything. What? I'm sorry, Faust. I'm going to need some explanation on that one. And since it's a 1,
Alright.
I think you can go ahead and just...
I'm gonna be honest.
Uh-huh.
Faust still wants to read that book, and he knows it's in here.
Okay.
He tried to nick that as well as with his armor, but I guess he knocked
Weary.
the bag over.
Murray,
Stop it.
Murray, as Faust is taking out his armor, he also takes out that book and accidentally drops it, and it clatters into the floor right in front of your feet.
The room suddenly goes cold.
He
and
rolled a
still.
1.
Of course I did.
I believe this is mine. Thank you. And why don't I take the bag as well?
Faust is still just gonna pick the book up.
Murray will physically remove it from his hands.
I say Murray could get to it before you could. It fell in front of her feet, so...
I mean, alright, fair enough. I'm not gonna be able to make a check or anything against that.
Sure. What would that even be?
This
I would
is really
say...
the hill you're gonna die on, dude. This is it. This is the one.
He wants that book.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kill him.
I
Oh,
will...
Yeah, I mean... but he just is interested in the book. He wants to read it.
No.
Okay. I'm sorry, you can't perform any more life domain cleric things. You can't give people burial rights. No.
You guys roll me an opposed dexterity check. Oh my
just
god.
Away from that for a moment.
Uh-huh.
I rolled the stealth to put my armor on.
Gotcha. All right. You were able to do so successfully while this is going on. So, Miri, Faust, in a blur of motion, manages to grab the book before you get a chance to.
Wait, why am I not seeing his rolls? Because I just rolled a
Oh,
21.
right. No, he you got to take it off of GM, my friend.
I forgot.
Yeah,
I did
he
not,
rolled
yeah.
a nat 20, I'm afraid.
I rolled a 21.
Yeah, he rolled a natural 20, so 23.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah. I know.
My book.
I'll show it to the stream, but yeah, he rolled a nat 20 on that. Lucky devil.
And now it's time for a contesting strength check, because no way in hell.
Okay.
I can't just let rolls go on. So here's the thing. I would say that if you guys want to continue this, we'll have to pull up some form of initiative.
Oh,
And
my God,
I,
you're
as a
gonna
GM,
make me knock you
and
out?
I will say I, as a GM, highly frown upon PvP. So
I just want to put the book in my bag.
We've been over this. I don't know what you're gonna do with it.
I'll still kind of open up his bag and start sliding it in and say, I don't know. I'll just give it a few reads, maybe look at the contents and see if there's anything that would pertain to me.
Abso-fucking-lutely not, dude.
Faust,
Yes.
I'm gonna need you, please, to roll me a wisdom saving throw. As Shala puts her bowstring
Why?
and for the first time plays a soft musical song and says, Faust, please give the book back to Murray. We don't have time for this.
You're lucky this lasts 8 hours.
I know.
Otherwise, I would have just taken it right back.
Well, okay. I'm going to say here as a GM, really, we're going to have to discuss your character's motivations. If getting that book means more to him than escaping alive from a dungeon, we have problems.
No, it doesn't mean more than escaping alive, but he's really curious about it.
Right, but I'm just putting this out there. You are taking actions that could cause the party to start a fight in the worst possible time.
I mean, would you prefer me not to roleplay my character?
I am simply saying that I, as a GM, and this is for both of you, frown upon PvP.
I'm not going to start anything like that, no. I'm just going to leave it at that roll with suggestion.
Okay.
I got 2 natural ones. That's fine.
All right. So, Faust hands the book over to Murray. Rhea, I went ahead and already did that. I marked it off, but Shala is now down to 2 level 2 spells.
Mary will sigh and put the book back in the bag, and very pointedly pat Shala on the shoulder and say, "Thank you. It's wise that we not let him do that."
She actually looks at you and she shakes her head and she says, I think knowledge is for anyone who needs it or wants it. I just simply think this is not the time.
In that you are correct. Let's go home.
While all that's going on, hey Ross, what you doing?
I am trying to think what would be a better place to start a fire, the infirmary or the kitchen.
Well,
if you can kick over an oven, that's probably the best place to do it.
I mean, grease fires, right?
That's true. So I just don't know what equipment's in the kitchen, because right now it's a table. But
no, yeah, there's enough in there to start you'd have a lot more in there to start a fire in the kitchen than in the infirmary.
okay, so that's what I am doing.
Okay. Give me a second here.
Or at least attempting to do
I
until
don't
I roll a 1.
think that would take away your invisibility, but let me be absolutely sure.
It's not an attack.
Yeah, it's not, which is why I said I don't think it will. Spell a target, attacks a target, cast a spell. Yeah, so no, I don't think that would really dissolve your invisibility. And Augur is not in a place where she can see you. All right. Well, do you have anything to start a fire with?
Is there anything in the kitchen to start a fire?
Probably. But I was going to ask to see if you had anything first, like if you had a flint or a torch or something like that that would make it easier. Otherwise, you're going to have to look for something.
Did I take all of my stuff?
I don't know.
There's torches. There's torches
I mean,
in the
there's
hallways,
torches.
aren't there?
Yeah, I have items that was like torches and stuff. I just don't know if
Okay.
I had enough
Yeah,
on
it's
my-
true. There are enough torches in the hallway. So yeah, you know what? Go ahead and roll me a d20. This is not a success or failure thing. This is more of a, but how well? Go ahead and roll me a d20, and then I'm trying to think, what would we add to that? I guess your intelligence, right? Because how smart is Arlen at starting fires? So what,
That's
3?
So 9, so 12.
12.
Alright.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a good minute or so to get a fire going, but basically you take some oil from the kitchen, throw it all over the wooden table, and I'd say about 30 seconds it just goes up in flame, and there's this whoosh.
All right. Then I'm, slowly making my way back to the big main area, trying to see where the rest of the party is. If
All right.
they're dressed and ready to go.
Right. We'll say right about the time you get there, we'll say the party is dressed, ready, and you guys heading out?
Yep.
All right. I would like all of you to make me stealth checks, please.
And because I'm not wearing armor, I don't have to do it at disadvantage, right?
Correct, but I believe Rhea does.
Yep.
What? Why? I have it on normal. Why does it keep doing that?
I don't know, but we'll take the first one. It's fine.
I do want to say, by the way, whether it would look normal or not, Faust, I'm assuming having his hat back, or rather, I guess really more like a mask, would want to transform to look like one of the Grey Maidens. At least to catch them off guard a bit, but we kind of already rolled checks. I don't know if you'll...
Was that a sneeze, or was that someone vomiting?
Rhea and Shala are not stealthy at all.
No.
Yeah, that's why, because he would have done that innately. That'd be normal for him.
That's fine. You can... Well, so here's the thing. You can certainly look like them. You're still going to have to make a stealth check.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I was asking if you would allow me to do so even after seeing rolls failed.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah, because I don't think that would affect the rolls at all. So yeah, you're absolutely more than welcome to look like them. And yes, Aras?
So I'm gonna start yelling, like, when I see everybody's ready, I'm gonna start yelling, disguise my voice as best I can, but start yelling, "Fire in the kitchen!"
From the cells?
Once I see some failed stealth checks.
Yeah,
I thought you were in the kitchen. I didn't know that you went back.
I mean, I had come back to check and see if you guys were ready, and then I was gonna go up ahead and say that, but
okay.
You asked stealth check, so...
Yeah, so either way, I get what you're saying. I don't think it's going to make a big difference, because either you have failed stealth checks coming from down that hallway, or someone from down that hallway screaming, "Fire in the kitchen."
I mean,
either way...
I was just asking if people were ready to go, and then I was going to walk forward and do it, but that's fine.
No, I'm sorry, they didn't wait for you, I'm afraid.
That's fine.
Alright, so, either way, looks like, poor Shala and Rhea are clanking around, making a bit of noise, and what happens is some of your cellmates kind of wake up and go, "Oi! What's that noise? You're not a guard. Hey! Take me with you! Hey! Take me with you!" And you hear commotion out front.
Where is out front?
As in, from the direction where the Grey Maidens are.
Ah, gotcha.
And what do you guys want to do now? By the way, you guys would be in the hallway, not in your cells.
There's probably no feasible place to hide despite my stealth check.
Yeah, not so much,
not
no.
really. Yeah.
I mean, in a jail cell.
I mean, I could...
we also... Yeah, we'll just say Faust was able to unlock the door. That's fine.
Yeah.
You did it once. I'm not going to make you do it again.
Okay. Faust will kind of look around at the others and say, "So, I don't know if you have any spells prepared for this, but we're probably about to have company." And he'll kind of just start laughing a little.
let me hold on. Hold on, just a second. So I'd like to see. So Sacred Flame, is that something that I could start a fire with?
No, it's radiant
It's just-
damage, not fire damage.
Okay.
You could start a fire in someone's soul.
The fuck?
Okay. I was trying to see if I could also start a fire here. Why not? We're already here.
Well, you could.
Oh, I could.
Not
Let
with
me just
Sacred
grab a torch out. Let me just grab a torch off the wall and throw it into the straw.
Sure.
It catches on fire.
Okay.
Actually, wait. Just out of curiosity, would you allow me just to try to make checks to let the prisoners out?
I'm going to have everyone roll initiative, and then I'm going to let you
That's
do whatever
fine.
you want to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
That's
Okay,
sick.
that's
I'll
good.
assist you.
Give me a second
If
here.
I'm gonna start a fire, I don't want anyone to die in it.
Well, if someone's trying to stab me, that's not what Faust is gonna do. But, you know, let's say we kill them, or we, get rid of them, then yeah.
Oh, there's fire on the board.
Yeah, that straw caught up like tinder.
Sick.
Yep, that's probably part of it. Someone was sick, yes. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, everyone, hang on. Let me get initiative out first before you guys start rolling, because I gotta get rid of them first. All the peeps. All right, now please roll initiatives for me.
And I got the
Back to
same
rolling
number.
twos again. I'm so glad I rolled well when I needed it.
We're so bad at that fucking planning stage. We're so
No,
bad at it.
We're good at
God.
this.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
good
it
at
helps
this.
if
I tried to take a book and I got 2 nat ones.
You tried to take a book from an old woman.
I mean, to be fair, I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for Shala and her antics.
That is very true.
No. You have to say the line right.
Yeah, without
Say it right.
the kids and this dog.
No, I'm not doing that.
I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for the meddling bard.
The crazy thing is, Voss, like, Shala's more on your side than Murray's when it comes to this. Just not the time.
When is gonna be the time? When's he gonna have that back there?
When you're not in the dungeon.
I mean,
All
yeah,
right.
you're probably right.
All right. So, Faust, you go first, buddy.
Do I see them coming towards us?
Whoa. Well, I did. Hang on. Let me see here. I took away the dark lighting for convenience sake. No, you don't see them yet. Hang on. Let me put lighting on for. Let me turn this back on for convenience sake, because now it's important. No, you can't see them yet. Especially since the only form of light right now is the I'll say a torch behind you and the torch that Murray just threw into the straw, which is creating a lot of light in your cell. Your old cell, actually. All right.
All right.
How many prisoners are around us? Like people I could free?
Give me 1 second here. Let me get your vision back up to snuff.
Yeah, can we roll insight checks to see if there's anybody who might be able to aid us?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you've been there for 5 days, so I'll let you all have insight checks to kind of determine who you might want to let out and maybe who you might not want to let out.
I have good judgment.
Give me a second here. Emits light for 60 feet. All players see
Oh, okay.
light.
The complete blackness on the board is just normal right this second?
Yes, at the moment, yes.
Okay.
Why? Wait, why is that not working? You should all be able to see that. Why can't you see that? We'll say Shala would cast light on herself easily enough. What's the light cantrip? Is it 20 feet normal light, 20 feet dim light?
Yes, 20 then 20 extra.
Okay.
Here's Shala's beautiful face.
I see what's going on here. Hang on. I see what's going on here.
Oh, Crystal brings up a good point. Moira grabbed one of the coins. I said that. Who else has one of the coins?
Faust wouldn't need one. He'd hand it to the other people there. One to probably Eris if she needs it.
She's invisible, and I think she's gone.
No,
Oh, is she still in the hallway with us?
Not Araz, the were-rat. Eris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Eris.
Yeah.
Right there. We'll just do that to keep it simple. So, wait, why didn't that go? It went for just a second, and then...
If you press
It's
Control L,
just
I
Shala,
believe
and
it'll
it's
show
sea
you
of
what
darkness.
these.
Oh, no, I got it. There we go. So, Shala's light's going, the fire light's going. You're not going to see below the cell. I'm just showing you what the fire light's showing you.
Oh my god, Iris, you are correct. Holy fuck.
What?
Oh, no, it's just... Whew, I forgot about that. Somebody's hoarding tendency is just much more relevant.
I will say that with my insight check of a 4,
Uh-huh.
Faust probably doesn't think there's anyone useful here and is not going to open the doors. 'cause
Probably
You're
he's
good,
not.
I'm a
regardless.
27.
Yeah. He is going to, against his better judgment, cast Spiritual Weapon and prepare his action to cast Chill Touch at the next thing that rushes towards them.
Okay. All right. So you cast Chill Touch, or you get ready to cast Chill Touch at the first thing that you see that looks hostile.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. We'll say Shala cast light before initiative started. She cast light on, we'll say, her violin, just to keep it simple. Her violin is now glowing bright purple. Which,
Do you
by
have
the...
tools, Crystal?
Huh?
I'm definitely Crystal.
Oh. Alright, now it's your turn, Murray.
I got an insight check of 27. Who around us, it looks like somebody who could help?
Okay, so, the cell right across from you, this guy, he is an old criminal. You're not sure what he did or what he's in there for, but you are quite certain he's there for a good reason. He is also the one that gave you away, that said, "Wait, where are you going? Take me with you, take me with you!" He, as far as you can tell, he's in it for himself. He would love to get out of here. He talks about it all the time. He's always trying to convince the guards. But you also get the feeling from him that he would stab you in the back the first chance he got.
Nope, pass.
This cell contains 2 siblings, you believe. You've never seen them, but you've heard them. And you've talked... Well, I don't know if you've talked to them, but you've heard them talking. They used to be 2... city workers, like bureaucrats for, like, from the excuse me, the clerk office for the judges. Mm-hmm. They seem like regular citizens that got caught up in the Blood Veil. They tried to break into the house of a healer to get healing for their daughter. They were arrested. They were brought here. As far as you can tell, they seem like decent folks.
They can come, and out of the bag of holding, who has that? I'm pretty sure I have that because I put the book back in it.
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay. From that, I will produce 2 short swords and give it to them.
Okay. Give me a second
Arm
here.
yourselves. We need to leave.
Somebody, anybody, roll me a D100, please. I'm curious to see how good these people are with a short sword.
Okay, hold on.
I'll leave that to Mwiri, yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Oh,
Too
okay.
late.
Not bad.
Well, that's a good roll, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Do you mind if I retcon this a little bit, given that roll?
Sure.
Weary. The person in the cell next to you, you've heard them talking. It's just one person. You've heard them talking before, about, basically same thing. Tried to break into a house to get healing for their daughter. Just one person. It seemed like a decent person. When you finally get in there and you see them and you give them a short sword, it's a familiar face.
Oh my god. It's not Van Casterkin, is it?
It's not Van Casterkin. It's a certain individual that you chased down a rooftop that was carrying Triana away.
Oh, it's the dude who never came to dinner.
A
Fuck it,
bounty
he can
hunter.
stay.
A bounty hunter that never came to dinner.
Well, he spurned my invitation. He gets to stay.
Okay, so you're not
No,
giving...
I'm totally fucking kidding. I'm absolutely kidding. Yes, he can come with.
He'll look at you and raise an eyebrow, look at the short sword, take it, and go, all right, after you.
Okay. Are we just going cell by cell, whoever
That's
is...
that. Well, I will say that right now, there's no one in there else that seems like they're in any condition to even move. Everyone else in here is half starved to death, dilapidated, and there's no way you'd get them out of here.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, so that's Muri's turn. You rolled a 23. That's a really good roll. All right.
I can't believe you brought back this obscure NPC we saw 6 episodes ago.
I like obscure. I like bringing things back full circle. Okay.
Is Bluno going to be the final boss of this campaign?
Don't get out of my head, Muri.
I gotta ask, all right?
Here's what you don't see anything yet, but you hear what sounds to be magically amplified. The voice of Captain Taper. Prisoners are escaping to the cell blocks.
And multiple fires, hey.
And lucky for you guys, 60 feet is only so far.
Are we talking about them dashing or dark vision?
Dashing.
Gotcha.
It's not quite dark vision. I just don't have time to throw up all the little torches.
Well, it might matter because it would give them... they wouldn't have disadvantage at perception checks, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, they have vision, just not great vision. Not like Shala does at the moment. All right, that's going to be their turn. Speaking of Shala.
Oh boy. Where are they in relation to us? Are they anywhere even like near here?
Don't know yet. Can't see
Don't
them.
know. I wasn't sure if there was any light beyond that was actually helping her out.
Not that you can see. There is light in the other rooms, but not down that hallway.
Okay. That's the wrong character sheet. You said she already casted Mage Armor, right?
Correct.
Right. She'll hold, what does this thing do?
Huh? What does what thing do?
She'll hold Bane until somebody's within range.
Ah, I see. Okay.
I know this is a bit off topic, but like, are there other charisma saving throw spells? Because it feels like there aren't.
There are a few, but they are
Yeah.
exactly that, a few.
God, like in all my playing, I know like 3.
Charisma saving throws are not very common.
So, never mind. Never mind. Right.
All right. So that's Shala's turn. Rhea, it's your turn.
Now, Rhea will who's closer to me? Rhea will cast Heroism on Muiri.
Ooh. Murray, congratulations. You are now our hero.
I'm disappointed you didn't cast it on the NPC. You would have run in there and just get them all.
Were you talking to me?
Yeah. You're a hero
I just
now.
got back.
You're a
What did you
hero.
say?
You're a hero.
Why?
Because she cast heroism on you.
Thank you. I don't know what that does. There it is. Temporary hit points. How many of those do I get?
My spellcasting modifier is my charisma, which is a +4.
A whole 4 hit points. Thank you, dear.
At the start of each of your turns.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it does regen. It doesn't exceed 4, but if you lose it, it comes back.
Yeah, so it's like a nice 4 hit point buffer every round.
Okay, so say I lose 16 points of damage. Every round I get 4 back?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, it's
Well-
not normal HP, it's temporary, but it's
Yeah.
similar.
So every round you take 12 instead of 16.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So it just absorbs damage.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a temporary hit points thing just under current, so you can just put 4 there for now.
All right, Aras.
So does this guy need to have a cell opened?
Yes. Yes, he does. Mary handed him a short sword through a locked door. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
So that's the first thing I'm going to do is pick the lock on the door.
he's like, all right, let's do this. What are you guys playing at? And just like leave him there.
I gave you a sword, bitch. You're on your own.
All right, roll me a sleight of hand check. Ooh, nicely done.
21.
All right, yeah, you're able to open up the door fairly quickly. You're getting the hang of these doors.
Yep.
You get the door, it swings open. I should probably put him on the turn order then, shouldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What's his name? What are we calling him?
There was
Dinner
somebody
guy.
Yeah.
Wait, there was somebody in this cell. Is there anybody
Who was an asshole, and
Yeah.
we're not letting him out.
No, so everyone else is too starved or wounded to even be worth, like, they would slow you down too much to even consider.
Okay, then I'm gonna go forward.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, you can go forward 30 feet. Bet you're running out of light. So you're gonna just go to the edge of the light?
I have what kind of vision do? Something. Can't remember if it's low light or dark vision.
Oh, because you're a
I mean-
dwarf.
Dwarves have dark vision.
Dwarf. All right, tell me what your vision is, and I'll let you know.
1 second. I'm pulling it up. Sorry.
Dark vision, 60 feet.
Okay, yeah. what it
60 feet. All right, give me a second here. Which is what I believe dim light for 60 feet.
Dark vision for 60 feet.
I
As
believe.
if it were bright
You
light.
can
Oh,
see
as
a
if-
dim light within 60 feet as if it were bright light, yes.
Oh, but and total.
darkness as if it were dim.
Got it. Well. All right, we'll just do that. There you go. So, you see 4 gray maidens rushing towards you, including Aras. You know them. That's Captain Tapers right there. That's the one they call Franks. Franks is, if there was a mean one here, that would be Franks, the top one. And then the other 2 back, you think they're sisters. You're not sure, but they're always together. They're the ones that are usually stationed up in the questioning room.
So I'm going to try and, like, as soon as I see them, flatten myself up against this gate.
Okay, sure.
Like, in hopes that they will run past me.
Gotcha. So we'll just put you like right there. Okay. Is that your turn?
I did an action. Yeah. Oh, load my gun.
Okay. Your gun is loaded. Give me a second here. 9 plus 3 is what, 12? So this guy is initiative of 12. We'll go ahead and drag him up there for next turn. Okay, we are back up to Faust.
Okay. Faust is not able to see them. He does not have dark vision, so he's going to take his bonus action and try to hide.
Gonna hide with dinner guy. I know you just got
Yeah.
out, but let me in.
Yeah. I hope that's successful against their passive wisdom. or
Yes, it
perception.
definitely is. We can say you hide, yeah, up against the grate. Okay.
I'm seeing what he would hold his action to do.
He'll hold his action if an enemy comes close enough, like melee range. He'll
Mhm.
take a melee attack at them.
Gotcha.
That's the end of his turn, by the way.
Okay. Give me 1 second. So, Weary, it is your turn.
So I already cast Sanctuary. I'd also like to cast Shield of Faith on myself. And I am keeping Rhea, Shala, and Eris behind me.
Well, okay, unless they are in a single file line, you're going to find
No,
that very...
I meant just like I am physically in front of them.
Got
So,
it,
like,
okay.
I'm up
Let
here.
the child fight.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, so she's, I think I've got with my shield and with a Shield of Faith, I think I have an AC of what, like 14? No, it can't be that high.
It'd be 10 plus your dex. What's your dex?
Dex is 2.
So 12 plus your shield, which is 2. Plus, yeah, you're actually 16.
16. Oh, wow, okay. Meet shield. So yeah, so I can't really do anything with Sanctuary, but I'd like to at least have a prayer of healing prepped so that
Doesn't that take 10 minutes to cast?
well, there's a couple of them. I can also do Healing Word.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
There's like I've got like 5. I can't keep them all straight.
You're fine.
Everyone?
I was surprised.
Everyone wait. We need to heal real quick.
Yeah.
Stop fighting.
Ladies, ladies.
Hey, man, I can't do anything else. I've got Sanctuary cast on me.
All right, healing word to who?
I'm just having that prepped.
Oh, got it prepped. Okay, for someone that needs it. Gotcha. All right, so that's it. That's Dinner Guy's turn.
Dinner guy.
Dinner Guy.
I love it.
He, you know what? He's not waiting. He is going to, actually, he's going to try and stealth here. I don't have a skill sheet thing for him.
Well, if his dex is a 16 and he's proficient at level 1, plus a rogue, probably having expertise, he'd have plus 7.
Yeah.
Stealth.
Actually, he's going to be a plus 8 because he's not a level 1.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, that's not me. Okay, yeah, close enough. He uses a bonus action to hide and begins to try and stealth his way up to this cell over here. And he's going to hold his action to attack the first guard that passes him. Alright. That's his turn. Now it's time for the Grey Maidens.
Dinner guy.
Dinner Guy.
Dinner Guy's gonna get these boys.
Alright. Yeah, they're going to have to... They're going to dash up to here. Captain Tapers. There we go. Those two are going to go up here and brandish their shields and say, "Halt!" But as they do so... Give me a second. Let me get the other ones. The other ones are going to... Actually, no. You know what? He'll wait for these two anyway. As these two pass. These two will go right here. As this one, you can't see that. As this one passes him, he'll take his attack, which would be okay. So he's proficient plus that. So it's a plus 8.
6.
No, it's a plus 8 because
Plus 8
he's
to hit.
yeah.
This guy's fucking strong. Jesus Christ.
No, wait. It's proficiency, which is 3 plus 3. Oh yeah, you're right. Plus 6. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
No. It's just plus 6. But with an 18 to make it a 24, that's definitely a hit. And it's a sneak attack because they did not know he was there.
Also, is this person proccing mine in front of me, I should ask? Like, I'll go after, but...
What do you mean?
Because I said if they come within melee...
No,
range,
you can
like,
go first. It all just kind of goes at the same time.
Yeah, I was
So,
just wanting to know if you would allow that or not.
Yeah, no, go first.
Nope. Well, if it's with surprise, this is an advantage, but still. Probably not.
Hey, Foss, do you have it pulled up? What's a level 5 rogue sneak attack? Is it 3d6?
Yes. It's 3d6.
Okay, so then this is going to be... actually, I can just make this 4d6, because it's 1d6 for the short sword. And then 3d6. So, he ends up doing... 16 damage to this one as it flies past. He basically catches her right behind the knee, and she screams and falls to a knee as he basically just slices her tendons. And she stops where she is. The other one moves up a little bit. Your attack failed. Murray, you have healing word ready. You can use it if you want.
Yeah,
Seems incredibly counterproductive, but I mean, I have to say...
I can't cast anything else. I have Sanctuary because I didn't put my armor on.
I know.
We were supposed to stealth out of here.
I'm assuming that you don't want to cast it. So that'll be those Grey Maidens. Hang on, I've got other Grey Maidens I got to deal with.
Shallow also needs to cast Bane.
Oh, please do. So, and mark which ones you want to cast it on.
Okay, so these first two up here are the only ones that are within range.
Oh, all right then.
So they need to make some charisma saving throws. DC 15.
All right, give me 1 second here. As I move these other gals. Okay. Charisma. First one. Second one. No and yes. So the top one is Bane. Captain Tapers, though. Captain Tapers wants none of Shala's magic. But this one, I'm going to go ahead and mark with, we'll say this to know that it gets a 1d4 off of everything. All right. Shala starts playing, Shala starts playing a song in F sharp. It's kind of very disconcerting. Has a lot of dissonant sounds in it. All right. And it is now Shala's turn. So she used that just in time.
Sorry, 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
She will then cast Vicious Mockery on the one that's baned.
Okay. That's a wisdom saving throw, I believe.
Yep.
19, she saves.
All right.
Oh, wait. Well,
then...
-4, though.
She'd still save regardless.
She'd still save. Yeah, she'd still save, even if she got 4.
All right. And then she will give inspiration to Faust.
Yay.
Gotcha. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I really hate to do this, but I have to draw the session to a close after Rhea goes, because I need to get up very early, and it's very clear this fight's not going to end in the next 10, 15, 20 minutes.
No problem. Yeah.
Unless someone has, like, a bunch of Finger of Deaths up their sleeve that I'm not aware of.
Faust? And if you gave him that book...
No.
It's like, well, actually, I happen to have a scroll of 6 fireballs. Rhea, your turn.
Okay. You said there's others down the hall, right?
You can hear.
See them, so it doesn't matter.
You can hear more footsteps approaching.
Okay.
And of course, Ross, you would know that other than you, there's a total of 8 guards, Grey Maidens down here.
Okay. So, just because I seem to like trying my luck, I'm gonna cast my favorite spell.
You're gonna calm emotions? On who? Each humanoid. Oh. Yep. Okay. Let's see here. Charisma saving throw, fail. You choose the following 2 effects. You can suppress, making different targets attacked or harmed by a spell, or if it witnesses any of its friends being harmed. All right. I will let you know before you cast this, just so we're both on the same page. if, say, this works for 3 people but fails for 2 people, and then you end up having to fight those other 2, the second those that it worked for see someone hurt those other 2, the spell will end.
Well, then...
Yeah, I just want to make sure you're aware of that, because the second you attack any of the Grey Maidens, they'll see their companions getting hurt, and that spell ends. Because it shows that if spell ends, the creature becomes... the indifference ends if the target is attacked or harmed by a spell, or if it witnesses any of its friends being harmed. So unless you get all of them, it's or unless you have another trick up your sleeve, it's probably not going to last very long.
Well, I can let you know right now. Moiri is going to attempt to get out of this with as little bloodshed as possible. If that means trying to forcibly adopt these people, yeah. She'll resort to that.
I mean, 2 of you have Sanctuary. It might be worth trying. I just want to make sure that you're perfectly... Because Rhea would know exactly the parameters of the spell.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If, say, Dinner Guy attacked them, but none of us did...
It
would
still... Hang on. It depends on if Rhea would choose Dinner Guy as one of the creatures it was indifferent towards.
Okay.
If Rhea left him out of it, then no, it wouldn't matter. If Rhea included them, then yes, it would count.
No, I meant if Dinner Guy, like if there was calm emotions and Dinner Guy attacked.
Yes, basically when calm emotion works, Rhea gets to choose who they are indifferent towards.
Okay.
If any one of those people attacks, then the indifference ends. So if she says you're indifferent towards everyone but Dinner Guy could attack till his heart's content. And they're not going to attack you. If she says all of us, though, and Dinner Guy attacks, then the spell ends for all of them.
Okay.
So then, a lot of my choices are... I'll just use my my channel divinity then.
Okay.
Of Heart and Home for Shala.
I mean, it is possible. You could just shout out, "Hey, don't attack them." Mm-hmm. It might work, but it's risky. All right. So Heart and Home does what?
It's the resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
For how long?
For 1 minute.
What looks like resistance? How about angel rings? Sure, that looks like resistance, kind of.
And then Faust also needs his
Actually, that looks more like resistance.
inspiration if we're gonna end it soon.
Oh yeah,
Don't forget about that.
yeah, absolutely. Inspiration is actually what we used to use angel wings for. So there we go. All right. And last turn of the night, Arlen. We're gonna end with you.
Okay, I'm gonna run up this way. I am going to... Do I see any guards up there?
Up where?
Up here, like towards the exit.
You should what you see is what you should see.
I see half my person cut off because of darkness.
Oh, do you just see the wall? That's why. Hang on, I'll see if I can't fix that a bit for you. But basically, I just drew Dynamic lighting.
The wall section. Okay.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna double move.
watch, like, so basically the wall is, if you can see, the wall goes like this. Oh, hang on. The wall goes like this right there.
Yeah, I realized that. Okay, so I'm just moving. I'm trying to get to the other room, so I just double moved.
Okay. You should be able to see more than you're seeing. Hang on. Why can you not? That's weird. Alright. Obviously, you should be able to see more than what you can see. Give me a second. That's very strange. There's nothing blocking you from seeing that. Why? Alright. I'll just remove this. I don't know why it's being difficult. There.
Can I see up this hallway? I wanna
Yeah,
see
why is it not letting you see that? Hang on. Oh, great googly moogly. Why is it not letting you see?
I mean, it's not a big deal because we can pick that up on next session.
Yeah, you know, let me fix this next session. I'll fix the lighting up for you.
Yeah.
But I can tell you there's nothing up there. There's no one up there. Everyone's run down. Oh, hey, by the way, roll me a stealth check, lady. Add 20 to it. Because you're running past people. Oh, yeah, you're fine.
35.
You're fine. Alright, so we'll end the session there. And I'm sorry, I do hate ending in the middle of a fight, but we have to this time. We'll pick this up next week as you guys fight your way through to the end. Oh, by the way, I should mention, actually, Arlen, you can't see, but you can't see on the map, but you should see. Your character would see. You do see Celine running up towards you. Not towards you specifically, because you're invisible, but you know what I mean, up that hallway. And with that, we'll end the session here, and we'll pick this up next Tuesday. Sound good, everyone?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Sounds like Rin had to leave abruptly anyway. Unfortunately, his power went out, which stinks. But yeah, so we'll see everyone next week, and you guys will get out of here one way or the other. Whether through the sewers or through the stairs or through body bags, it'll happen.
That's not does not instill us with confidence, but thanks.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.